Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. What a weekend of footy that was. Wouldn't it be nice if it was Anzac Day footy every weekend? Unreal. Unreal. I scored 1,116. Somehow got green arrows. Somehow got myself steady after the last couple of weeks of atrocious scoring. But we're in the top 15%. It's not that bad. It's about 300 points outside the top 3%. So 300 points in the big scheme of things ain't too shabby at all. So let's go over what my side achieved, where it went wrong. So we'll start from the top. Grant just showed his class. Honestly, last week I actually really did consider trading Grant out. Obviously because Origin's coming up, he wasn't really scoring the scores that he needs to be scoring at his price tag, blah blah blah. But I was like, you know what? Class will prevail, and it did. 104, try at the end, game winner. Thanks for coming. Loved it. Loved every bit of that, as well as Fanua Blake. Turned up. There's nothing better than one of your front rowers turning up. It's just one of those glory things in Supercoach where if other things in your side don't go the way that it's expected to go, and a front row scores 100 in the last game of the round, thank you very much. So I traded him in a couple of weeks ago and he has been amazing. He scored 170 something points in 2 games for me. So beautiful. Welch, 56. I don't even know how he got up to 56. The bloke was on about 20 at half time. So actually less. I think he done an absolutely amazing job in that second half. I was watching it and there were so many opportunities where Welch could have made more offloads, but like his hand was hanging out for an offload and he just wouldn't give it. I think Bellamy's told him not to because there was so many opportunities for offloads, but he just didn't want to do them. Madison, 59. Hosking, 49. Preston, 56. How frustrating is it when you leave so much points on the bench and you don't play it? I've played Ford and Lemelu for the last 4 weeks. The 1 week I don't play them, they score 67 and 58. And I play Schuster. How good's that? So that's pretty good though. I'm kind of happy about that because it does mean that they're going to start to make more money, which is great for me. It's great for my team. Great long term, but God, that hurts. God, that hurts when you just leave them on the pine like that and they perform. Hines, 97. Cleary with the 60. Dillbags with the 67 in a pouring down rubbish game. Well, not rubbish game. It was actually an okay game against the Broncos. But God, Para's defense is shocking. Anyway, that's why they won't be a top 4 team this season, because their defense is atrocious. So, onto the wings and the centers. Val Holmes finally showed his form from last year, 105. I think the inclusion of Drinkwater over the last couple of weeks, as well as Cotter, I think the Cowboys' attack can slowly start to click into gear. But, I mean, yeah, who knows? Honestly, the Cowboys don't look anything like they were last year. And I think it honestly comes down to them losing some of their depth in their forward pack. I think losing Gilbert was huge for the Cowboys. Huge. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't hold on to everyone. Katoa with the 57. He got a try which saved his score because it was actually going to be pretty poor. I really hope it's not going to be like that every single week from Katoa, because he is a gun. He is a gun. I know people might think that he's not a gun because, you know, at 500k, Katoa is very well worth his price, especially given the Sharks' upcoming games. Manu 90. It's what everyone expected. People were umming and ahhing about whether or not to bring in Manu and Garrick. I was fortunate enough to hold Garrick, but it didn't even pay dividends at all. So a lousy 44 from Garrick against the Tigers. So I genuinely have no idea what I want to do with Turbo and Garrick. Like, you got to hold Garrick. Like, at the end of the day, you get Garrick in because of his State of Origin coverage, bye rounds, etc., etc. He will lose cash, of course. His BE is high, but eventually he will start to score consistently again. You can't doubt these type of players. If you're going to bring in these type of guns, you hold them unless injured or incredibly poor scoring consistently. So Garrick's staying in my side. Turbo 37 and Walsh 38. Walsh was due a poor score. Everybody knew that was coming. I think he's going to score like that for the next few weeks. And then Origin comes around, and does he get named? Does Ponga get named? It's up in the air. I don't know. I mean, do they dump Ponga for Walsh? I don't think so. I think Queensland will hold on to Ponga through merit, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Turbo 37 wrecked the round. Do you know what though? After he scored that 37, I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, my round is stuffed. My round is absolutely stuffed. And then everything just started to like turn itself slowly. And after finishing on the score that I did, I was like, wow, that was honestly a round of two halves. First half was shit. Second half of the round was a lot better. But what do you do with Turbo? 594k. What do you do with Walsh? 789k. Oh, there's just... yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I've got between now and Thursday afternoon to decide what I'm going to do, because there is such a quick turnaround for this week. Not quite sure. Anyway, that is my quick run over of what my team did. I'm not going to talk about my trades this week because I don't know what my trades will be this week. So I will be posting my trades on the community post just before lockout tomorrow night. I'll quickly go over some things that I'm considering doing, but none of these options that I'm going to be talking about is 100% guaranteed. So I do want to bring in Tarpany this week, obviously for coverage over the State of Origin period, round 13, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, he's going to be a season-long keeper anyway. The way that I will go about getting Tarpany in is downgrading Walsh. Now, if I was to do something like that, there isn't many options that scream out to me outside of Tedesco. Now, Tedesco's bottomed in price, I feel, but Tedesco's also playing State of Origin in a few weeks' time. So do you really want to trade someone out for someone who's going to be not even playing in your side in a few weeks' time? Probably not. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do when it comes to Walsh, but there are players like Kennedy, maybe even someone like Sloan, maybe even someone like a Miller. There's a lot of options, but let's just play around with it for a second and see. Like, let's just say, for example, I trade Walsh out and I go down to someone like a Gutho, maybe even someone, let's say Sloan. Let's just say Sloan right now, which leaves me with 347k in the bank. Now, I know people will be like, wow, Sloan's shit, blah, blah, blah. Sloan is not shit. Sloan will get you the points that you need. If you have a look at the Dragons draw, it's friendly, and Sloan has a very low break even. He will make you cash. So try and, this time of the season, try and not look at, oh, I must have guns in my fullback, because those guns aren't playing in 3 to 4 weeks' time. So you just have to have a look and say, righto, where can I spread some cash around my team until after State of Origin, when I can start to get those players back? Where can I make the most amount of money in my side over the next few weeks to get those key players back into my side? So if I was to play Sloan, I'd obviously put him there, and if worse comes to worse, I can move Garrick down to fullback and I can sub Sloan into my centre wing via dual. So that leaves me with the 347k. I'd go Welch up to Tarpany. So obviously Welch up to Tarpany, which leaves me with 197k and a boost to use. And now I have a look at my team and go, okay, what do I need to improve on? I'm going to be forced to play Sonny Luke this week against the Tigers, which I'm not too upset about. If he can get on and get 40, 50 minutes, he could easily score 60 points. So I'm not too fussed about that. 197k. Definitely not playing Warbrick this weekend, obviously, because he's not even entering the field. Taruva with Tago out, that is massive for Taruva, because that means that a player on the inside of him will hopefully know how to pass the ball. Amazing. Really good stuff for Taruva. And people who held on to Taruva, congratulations. You may get some attacking stats this week against the Tigers. Unreal. Anyway, 197k. This is where I don't know. This is where I'm like, okay, do I hold on to Turbo? Or do I trade Turbo up to someone like a Miller, like a Gutho, like a Kennedy, like a Hammer? Do I do that? Or do I just hold on to him? I could just go... do you know what? Gutho isn't a bad shout. I know people are like, nah, I don't really want to go anywhere near Gutho, blah, blah, blah. If you actually have a look at Gutho's scores this year, 86, 75, 74, 71, a weird 37 against the Panthers, 84, 66, 62. He will do you a job. He will do you a job. And the Eels' upcoming draw is fine. Like, they've got the Titans, they've got the Raiders, then they've got South, which will be tough. Then they've got the Cowboys. There is points there for people who want to bring in Gutho. He will get you a 60, 70, 80 plus. I don't see the problem. He's an option that I'm considering. But I'm going to give it some extra thought. So we'll leave that back out. So Turbo goes back into the side for now, but I really don't know what to do with Turbo. I really don't. Turbo's got the Titans this week, afternoon game, 4 Pines Park. Schuster's not playing, so I don't know. But anyway, that's my options that I'm considering. There's also another option, a random option, where I could move Jack Johns on and bring in the replacement for Tago. Look. So Peachy's coming in. Tago, from the history of other players getting a similar injury to what Tago has had, Tago's going to be gone for about 6 to 8 weeks. 289k. He comes in. How will he look? Who knows? He will make you money. He's in a Panthers side. That's also an option that I'm looking at. That also leaves me with 236k in the bank. So, and it's not a bad side. Sonny Luke starting, Tarpany, Fanua Blake, Madison, Hosking, Preston, Hines, Cleary, Dylan Brown, Holmes, Manu, Katoa, Sloan, Taruva, Garrick, Turbo. I've got plenty of depth on the second row. Jackson Ford, Lemelu and Peachy. Grant will come back next week. My side is looking okay. It's not amazing, but my side is looking okay. So, also those trades that I've just put in obviously aren't going to be 100% the trades that I'm doing. So, anyway, click the optimize button. Doesn't leave you much. I'm definitely not playing Kepi starting in my front row this week, that's for sure. Anyway, that's my wrap up. That's my talk about what we'll do potentially with trades. I won't make another video this week. I'll just post my confirmed trades on the community post before lockout tomorrow night. And that'll do it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As normal, put your comments in. Tell me how your side went. Tell me what trade you're considering doing. We'll discuss everything. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. And footy's back tomorrow night. How good. All right. Cheers. See you guys.